Greetings, everyone. It is my pleasure to present to you Preventing Boundaries in Online Education Through Social Connectedness in a Collaborative Spirit. This presentation was shared as a poster presentation at the Stanford University Site 1 conference on July 14th, 2016, an e-poster presentation at the Ashford University TLC in 2019, and a presentation for the UAGC 2022 Site Club Symposium. Some revisions have been made since the initial presentation. Many of the tips and or tools within this presentation can be integrated in any face-to-face and or online course to provide social connectedness in a collaborative spirit. Distance education has continued to evolve since its origin in the early 1900s. Distance education is of great benefit in that it provides a flexible and creative connection to learning that may not be accessible traditionally due to several external factors. For example, funding, crowded classrooms, military duties, or work life school balance. Although the distance education provides Although distance education provides several benefits, there are two factors that can hinder the experience: the lack of social connectedness in a collaborative spirit. This presentation defines social connectedness and collaborative spirit and provides elements that can be used to integrate both concepts. For example, providing a personable instructor profile and welcome message, a learning styles preference inventory as an icebreaker, weekly advising messages and quotes to students, incorporating movies and poll everywhere to engage student learning, and providing useful feedback. Each element can offer an online student a more personable learning experience. The agenda will address the following. Social connectedness in a collaborative spirit will be defined and discussed. Examples and tips of social connectedness in a collaborative spirit that can be implemented within the course will be analyzed, and student and instructor success tips will be provided as takeaways. Social connectedness is defined as the measure of how people come together and interact, the relationships people have with others, and the benefits these relationships can bring to the individual as well as to society. Collaborative spirit is defined as the process of two or more people or organizations working together to realize shared goals. Most collaborations require leadership, although the form of leadership can be social. This YouTube video provides a thought-provoking example of what an online student may experience during a course that offers very little engagement and or collaboration from peers or instructor presence. For the sake of time, I will fast forward through the video as I discuss it. However, the gist of the video is that the student is provided instructions on assignments that should be completed throughout the course with no other collaboration.
I'm a student. This is my routine. Every morning, I get up. I make my way to school. I come here for an education. Seeking knowledge. This is what I find.
I appreciate the demonstration of the student's perspective. This provides insight that I may not notice as an online instructor. I share information and or weekly announcements, grade assignments, and respond to emails. While doing so, I may not be proactively engaging the student. As we continue to watch the video, it goes on to demonstrate that every day the student attends the course, he's just instructed to read a chapter. There is no other information or collaboration involved.
Day after day. This is all I find. Day after day. If you wouldn't neglect me in a classroom with desks and a chalkboard, why would you do it to me in a classroom with a keyboard and a screen?
Although it's important for our students to think critically about and or understand concepts, it is also advantageous for them to also collaborate. Doing so may assist them in feeling more invested in the course. Collaboration can be established by integrating certain resources. In the next slide, I will share themes that instructors can implement to connect and or collaborate with their students within the online course. My facilitation of a course integrates the following elements of social connectedness and a collaborative spirit within my course to build a rapport with my students. Regarding social connectedness, I do the following. I provide an interesting and engaging instructor profile. For example, in addition to any required information, I also share that I am a Marvel and DC fan, more so Marvel than DC, and that I like to travel and do jazzercise. I believe that sharing this information could assist the student in knowing that I am a real person in this cyberspace world and that I am approachable. I share a welcome message to students via an announcement post, as we are required to, as well as a personal email. In addition to providing an engaging instructor profile, emailing a welcome message to each student provides a more engaging experience that makes the instructor approachable and opens the lines of communication and or provides a welcoming environment for the student. We could also embed a learning style preference inventory in the welcome message. I understand that there is controversy regarding learning styles. However, this activity is not mandatory and it is used as an icebreaker during the first week of the course. You are more than welcome to use this and or any other meaningful activity that you believe will engage your students during the first week of the course. I also provide ongoing advising messages. For example, during week 3, I check in with all my students regarding their current status within the course. If need be, I follow up again during week 4 and or the beginning of week 5. I believe that the advising messages makes the student aware that we are trying to connect with them and are willing to work with them to ensure that they successfully complete the course. And they are also provided the opportunity to ask any questions that may assist them in doing so. Incorporating a collaborative spirit. I love sharing quotes and or inspirations throughout the course. As a means of inspiring and motivating my students, I share quotes and or inspirations every Wednesday via Signals, a messaging software within Canvas. Many of my students appreciate the quotes and inform me of such. I believe that sharing quotes creates meaningful engagement between the instructor and student and possibly inspires the student to successfully complete the course. The use of real life events could benefit our students in fully understanding concepts and or theories, or think critically about the concepts and or theories. I believe that Poll Everywhere is a wonderful icebreaker activity during the first week of the course. For example, a poll could be created requesting each of your students pin what country and or state they are from, if they are comfortable doing so. During the introduction post, each student's country and or state could be mentioned. I have no doubt that a few students will mention the incidental similarities that they share. This activity may also spark further conversation between the students, and or each student could share their favorite book and or movie. Providing timely feedback that includes in-text feedback may be very engaging for the student. If our students receive feedback before the assignment is due, it may assist them in understanding what is needed and or expected of a future assignment. In addition, including in-text feedback may provide the student with a clear understanding of how they need to approach future assignments. I believe that the sandwich effect is a wonderful way to provide feedback. It not only offers constructive feedback, but it may also motivate the student to ask questions and or think more critically about future assignments. I will elaborate on each of the social connectedness and collaborative spirit elements previously mentioned in the following slides. For the sake of time, I'm not going to read my instructor profile. I have provided it below as it may not be clearly viewable in the slide. My instructor profile and or updated version is stated somewhat as follows. Greetings everyone, my name is Ramona Banks. You can call me Mrs. Instructor and or Professor Banks. I hail from North Carolina by way of South Carolina. I obtained my bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a minor in psychology from South Carolina State University, my master's in business administration, concentration in human resources from Strayer University, and my doctoral degree in psychology, concentration in organizational psychology from Walden University. Research title Selected Predictors of Youth Development in Boys and Girls Clubs. What is a liquid syllabus? Michelle Pacansky Brock defines it as a humanizing element that ensures students start a course feeling supported by their instructor. Although the UAGC course syllabus is included within Canvas before the course begins, the welcome message and or instructor profile is a crucial factor in providing instructor-student rapport during that first day and or week of the course. This engaging element is controlled by the instructor. In this slide, a snapshot of Pacansky Brooks' welcome message is shared in her liquid syllabus. I have also shared a few more examples in the references. Many of these examples can be used as a means of social connectedness or a collaborative spirit, especially if they motivate student engagement. The learning style preference inventory in this slide can be found at educationplanner.org. As I stated previously, there has been some controversy, regarding learning style preference inventories. The purpose of this activity is to engage the students during the first day and or week of the course. Therefore, any activity that may be a good icebreaker activity can and or should be used to gain rapport and motivate engagement. It does not have to be this activity. I like the learning style preference inventory activity because I can relate to the purpose of it, and I have an experience tied to the inventory that I can share with my students during that first week of the course. I send at least 3 advising messages to my students per course, more if they are in jeopardy of failing the course. I also include their current average in an advising message. In addition, I provide strategy on how we can get caught up on assignments. Either of the three messages could be shared. One, just checking in. Please let me know if you have any questions about the course and or assignments. Two, you are doing a great job. Your current average is 85%. Please let me know if you have any questions. Or three, you are failing the chorus. Here is a strategy to catch up. Please complete weeks 1 and 2 discussion forums. Please complete and submit week 1 research assignment and week 2 research and analysis assignments. And by or before week 9, please complete and submit any remaining overdue assignments. Please let me know if you have any questions. The ironic part about sharing weekly quotes and inspirations with my students is that they also help to inspire and motivate me. Many of my students have told me that they really appreciate the quotes and inspirations. I believe that adding this aspect to your course could also, like previously mentioned factors, not only make their not only make you approachable, but also inspire and or motivate your students to complete the course. I believe that for our students to gain a full understanding of concepts and or theories, they may need to apply them to real life situations and or events. Applying concepts and or theories to real life situations and or events may assist our students in thinking critically about a topic. That real life situation and or event may assist them in understanding how and or why the concept and or theory is relevant to their life and or profession. The clip on the left, the clip on the left that has been playing, that I will play shortly, is an inspiration that can be shared anytime during the course to provide the student with inspiration and or motivation. This is a means of connecting and or engaging with the student during the course. This activity can be posted as an announcement and or within the weekly discussion forum and or as an email. The clip on the right provides an example of demonstrating upward and downward social comparison.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live!
Shame on you. This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Well, I'm not going home.
We've got too far! And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause.
A day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
But that's fine. We'll just get tougher with it.
If a person grits his teeth and shows real determination,
Failure is not an option.
That's how winning is done.
Believe me when I say we can break this army here.
And win just one for the Gipper.
But I say to you, what every warrior has known since the beginning of time,
You've got to get mad.
I mean plumb mad dog mean.
if you would be free men, then you must
Fight to fulfill that promise. Let us
cut out their living guts 1 inch at a time.
and they will know what we can do.
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
You're like a big bear, man.
This is your time.
Seize the day. Never surrender.
Victory or death.
That's the Chicago.
Who's with me?
Clap, clap, don't let him die. Clap.
All right, let's fly. And gentlemen in England, now I beg, shall know my name is the Lord. When I tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our independence. Independence Day.
As previously stated, Poll Everywhere could be used as an icebreaker during the first week of the chorus. A few of the questions that could be presented as are as follows. 1. Where are you from? Please place a pin on the map indicating your home state. 2. What topic are you most interested in learning during this chorus? 3. What was your learning environment like? And 4. What was your school experience like? The two slides shown in this presentation can be found on SlideShare. And the title of the SlideShare is Why is Assessment Feedback Important? Innovative Ways to Grade. The student's perspective. Why is it necessary for me to submit this assignment? After I receive feedback, will I know how to complete all future assignments? I don't understand the feedback. Should I question my grade? The instructor's perspective. If I post it, will they read it? 100 papers down, 200 more to go. Is this feedback helping my students' progression? How to incorporate engaging feedback. Inform your students of the free library and writing center tools that are provided for them by sharing them as an announcement and or in your feedback within Waypoint. I believe that Grammarly is one of many student tools that UAGC offers that can assist a student in finding their academic voice through suggested corrections of grammar. 10 tips for more efficient and effective grading. One and done. Mention the error and explain how to correct it once. Bank comments. Keep a bank of comments about frequent errors students make and organize them in groups for easy access. Front load feedback. Write comments students can apply to future assignments. Global comments versus local corrections. If a student has written a paper in the incorrect genre and or form in their first draft, comment minimally on local level issues, grammar, format, etc., and instead focus comments on global issues. For example, if the student writes a summary of a work and the assignment asks for an analysis instead, then it is best to comment globally. KISS, keep it simple for students. When making a grading, when making grading a teachable moment, be sure comments do not become so convoluted as to impair learning. Attitude and approach. Make student learning a primary goal. According to Geslav et al., effective feedback is a mutual process involving both student and instructor. Conscious use of comments. According to Geslav et al., effective feedback is applicable to future situations. Avoid surprises. Publish or distribute rubrics well in advance of assignment due dates so that students know how their paper will be evaluated. Less is more. Instructors should avoid the temptation to respond to everything that calls for adjustments or changes. Questions for reflection. Consider inviting reflective critical thinking and further conversation in a productive scholarly exchange with the student. Instead of telling students what they did wrong, ask them to rethink their approach. For example, consider using a phrase such as, "What is the most interesting aspect of your essay? What would draw your attention to this topic as a reader?" This way, the student is not only prompted, to make more thoughtful revisions, but also is given tools to use when considering how to write a hook for future essays. The following tips could be implemented within a student-centered environment to establish and or increase social connectedness and a collaborative spirit. Student tips: limit distractions. Try to find a quiet place where you can study and or focus and or complete a mindfulness activity. Set aside time to complete important tasks. I share an example of a weekly chorus assignment timeline at the beginning of the chorus as an announcement. Communicate with your professor. I understand that life happens and that many of my students are not making excuses for why they have not submitted their assignments. This is why it is imperative that when any assignments may be submitted late, that it is communicated to the instructor so that an action plan can be created. And create a calendar. Doing so could assist with effective time management. Instructor tips. High touch is more important than high tech. For example, instructor presence, immediate communication and or timely feedback and or a welcome message the first day of the course is very relevant in setting the tone within the online chorus, more so than incorporating apps and or other technology. Establish social presence. Many of the previous social connectedness and or collaborative spirit elements that I have shared can be implemented to increase social presence. Use technology intentionally. There are many apps that may be fun to use within the online learning environment. However, they should only be implemented to increase critical thought and or further engagement our students excuse me, they should only be implemented to increase critical thought and or further engage our students when necessary. External resources, such as case studies and or TED Talks, can enhance the learning experience. Assignment instructions and or student expectations should be made clear and should be made clear the very first week of the course and or as other students seek assistance and or ask questions throughout the course. I believe that providing a fun fact about yourself in the instructor profile and or a light and respectful joke in the discussion forum that will not offend anyone are great examples of fun playfulness and can create a collaborative spirit within the online learning environment. We should also be prepared for any technical difficulties. For example, students not being able to access Waypoint for a certain length of time. We should make our students aware as soon as possible and let them know the technical difficulties will have no bearing on their grade in terms of late penalty points. Log into the person log into the chorus as often as possible. Immediate responses to our students' questions make such a difference. It alleviates a lot of stress and or uncertainty. And provide personal feedback. The rubric is a wonderful quantitative tool for feedback. However, I like to incorporate personal feedback in the margins of waypoint assignments. I try to provide the personal feedback in all written assignments. However, that is not always possible. But the very first assignment each of my students submit includes personal feedback in addition to the rubric. Just in case if you're interested in the 2016 presentation, here is a QR code link to the YouTube video presentation created on July 6, 2016. The YouTube web link also follows. Here's a list of my references. Thank you for listening to and or viewing my presentation titled Preventing Boundaries in Online Education Through Social Connectedness and a Collaborative Spirit.